They say the sky's the limit, but when it comes to Icarus, that was just bad advice. What happens when ambition meets really bad engineering? Let's find out. Welcome to Mythic Lounge, the one channel where Greek myths and life lessons collide, sometimes in a spectacular fashion, like Icarus face-planting into the sea. Today we're diving into one of mythology's most famous crash and burn stories. But before we jump in, do me a favor. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this with that one friend who's always doing just a little too much. You know who you are? So here's the deal. Before we get to the wings and the sunburn, we need to talk about how Daedalus and Icarus ended up in this mess in the first place. Daedalus, absolute genius. Think of him as ancient Greece's version of Elon Musk. He was the go-to guy for inventions, big ideas, and apparently ethically questionable projects. Case in point, the Labyrinth. That massive, mind-bending maze he built for King Minos to house the Minotaur. Because apparently just putting a lock on the door wasn't dramatic enough. But here's the thing about being too smart for your own good. It makes people paranoid. After Theseus escapes the labyrinth, with the help of Minos' daughter Ariadne and her trusty ball of string, King Minos starts getting suspicious. He's like, wait a second, if Daedalus could build the maze, could he also unbuild it? And before you know it, Minos throws Daedalus and his son Icarus into prison. Boom! No trial, no discussion, just ancient Greek justice. But Daedalus wasn't about to let one bad career choice ruin his life. He's stuck in a tower with his teenage son and a whole lot of free time. What does he do? Invents a way out. He gathers bird feathers, because apparently the prison had terrible security, and starts gluing them together with wax. Here's the kicker. This wasn't some off-the-shelf solution. Daedalus basically invented the first DIY flight kit. Now you might be thinking, feathers and wax? Sounds flimsy. And you're right. But hey, desperate times call for desperate measures. Dad? Are we sure this is gonna work? And Daedalus, classic dad energy, goes, son, I'm an inventor. Trust the process. Spoiler, don't. Now here's where things start looking up. Literally, Daedalus and Icarus strap on their feathered masterpieces, say a quick prayer to Zeus, and take off. At first, it's all good. They're gliding over the ocean, looking majestic, probably laughing at the poor guards who are like, did they just fly away? Daedalus is staying cautious, keeping low and steady. But Icarus? Oh, Icarus. He's out here vibing. He's swooping, diving, and having the time of his life. In his head, he's probably thinking, this is it. I'm unstoppable. Call me king of the sky. Now this is where Daedalus's very specific instructions come in. Don't fly too low, or the sea spray will mess up your wings. Don't fly too high, or the sun will melt the wax. Sounds easy, right? But does Icarus listen? Nope. Because teenagers are like that. The moment you say, don't do something, it's the only thing they want to do. So Icarus starts climbing, higher and higher. And here's where science kicks in. The wax holding his wings together starts melting. One by one, feathers start falling off. Imagine being up there, thinking you're a god, and suddenly you're looking at bare bones and melted wax. Not ideal. And then it happens, the fall. Icarus plummets out of the sky, straight into the Aegean Sea. No happy ending, no parachute, just one giant splash. Daedalus, heartbroken. He lands safely in Sicily and mourns his son. And that's it. End of story. Except now we have a moral to unpack. Okay, so let's talk lessons. On the surface, the myth of Icarus is a warning against overconfidence. Fly too high, and you'll get burned. Literally. But if you dig a little deeper, it's also about balance. Daedalus didn't just warn Icarus about flying too high, he also told him not to fly too low. In other words, don't let fear keep you grounded, but don't let arrogance send you spiraling either. It's about finding that middle ground, whether you're chasing a career goal, navigating relationships, or, I don't know, trying not to fall into the ocean. Let's bring this into the modern world. Icarus's story is basically the ancient Greek version of a motivational poster gone wrong. How many times have we ignored solid advice because we thought we knew better? Like when you try to freestyle a recipe and end up with burnt spaghetti, or when you ignore your GPS because you're sure you know a shortcut, only to end up stuck in traffic. Icarus, he's all of us. He's the guy at the gym who tries to lift too much weight on day one. The person who says, one more drink won't hurt, and ends up karaokeing at a stranger's wedding. He's a warning and a mood all at once. Here's the thing, Icarus's fall may have been tragic, but his story still inspires us. Because at the end of the day, he dared to fly. Sure, he crashed and burned, but at least he tried. And that's the beauty of myths like this. They're not just cautionary tales, they're reflections of our own ambitions and flaws. So take the lesson, but don't forget to dream big. Just, maybe double-check your wing design first. And there you have it, the myth of Icarus, complete with life lessons, modern parallels, and a whole lot of wax. If you enjoyed this deep dive into ancient Greek myth with a modern twist, do me a favor. Hit like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who needs a little advice about staying grounded, literally or metaphorically. Oh, and let me know in the comments, which myth should we tackle next? The bigger, the crazier, the better? This has been Mythic Lounge, where ancient tales meet modern fails. Until next time, keep flying, but maybe not too close to the sun.